Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you what I'm going to be wearing during the autumn or fall season. This video was inspired by Tracy Leah Beauty. She also did this video with, I think it's a channel called Beauty and Barbells. I'm going to leave both of their videos linked down below. They definitely inspired me, so let's get into it. Okay, so we all know that autumn or fall is known for like the trees turning orange and red and just the whole climate changing from summer, and we're just kind of trickling into winter. Winter I completely hate, okay? I completely hate winter. But anyway, so a lot of the time, depending on the weather, we like that to be reflected on our makeup, or we like that to be reflected with our makeup. So I tend to wear a lot of orangey, reddy kind of autumny kind of colors. So these are the palettes that I'm going to be drawing for more during the autumn months. First palette that I will be drawing for is the Wet n Wild Rosé in the Air palette. This is just the perfect autumn palette. Like, it's perfectly balanced with reds, oranges, browns. There's a couple of shimmers as well. There's a very dusty mauvey kind of color there, a little shimmer of gold. It's just the perfect autumn fall kind of palette. This is most definitely going to be something that I draw for, especially as it's so small and compact as well. If I am ever going anywhere, I'll be able to travel with this, but I don't really have any plans to go anywhere as such. But anyway, this I can use to create a very, very red, orange kind of look. And I don't have to use any other palettes alongside it. It's just all in one thing. I know a lot of people just can't stand having to draw from this palette, that palette, blah, blah, blah. This, you can just complete one whole look without having to draw from this one, that one. Oh, there's something missing. It's not like that with this. So this is definitely going to be one that I'll be able to use like on a daily basis. If I'm getting up to go to work, maybe, I can definitely use this. Then I have the Revolution I Heart Nudes palette. This one is a little bit more on the nudier side. Well, as it says, it is nude. So this one doesn't have as much red in it, but it does have a few orangey browny kind of shades, and we do have like a pinky shade here, and then we have like a very deep purple, but this one is more on the brownier kind of side. And brown you can wear literally all year long. You can create dramatic looks with brown, you can create very downplayed looks with brown, but this is a little bit more on the plainer side. So it doesn't have as much red, it doesn't have as much orange. This is more on the browny orangey kind of side, aside from obviously this salmony pink and that purple. So this is the perfect nude palette, but this goes kind of like all year round, but most definitely fits in within the autumn or fall months. Oh, and this one's only like, what was it, £9? And kind of same with the Wet n Wild one. That one was really, really affordable. That one was under £10 most definitely. I think it was about £5 or £6 if I remember correctly. Next we have the Balm Nude Tude palette. Let me take the brush out. This I prefer for using to create a more glam kind of nudie look. So even though I have my browns over here, this is more of a reddish kind of brown. And there's definitely no orange in here at all. But this is what I would use to create more of a glam nude kind of look. It's not as reflective of like the color changing in the trees and blah blah blah, but it's still a very nudie but more glam kind of palette. This one is a little bit more up there in price. It does not run within the same kind of price bracket as the Revolution and Wet n Wild palette. I can't remember off the top of my head exactly how much this one is, because I've got this one in a cohorted box, which is kind of similar to like Birchbox and Glossybox, but they carry all high-end products. So this, I cannot remember how much it is, but I know it's a lot more than the other two that I just showed. But this is still very, very fitting for autumn. It does also come with a two-sided brush. I've never used it. As you can see, it's very, very clean, so that's because I've never used it. I always use my own brushes, but for people who do like to use brushes which came in the palette, it comes with a double-sided brush. Okay, so this one isn't as autumny. It's the Saharan 2 by Juvia's. This one has a few pops of color like this bright blue and this seafoam shade here, but everything else is kind of along the lines of autumn shades, like this red, this orange, this brown, and then we've got our shimmer browns as well. So if we were just kind of like ignoring the blues, this is a perfect autumn palette. Although the shadows are a little bit more limited, like these three at the bottom, you can only do so much with them, but at the same time you can mix and match them and the shimmers enough to create different looks, but they are going to be running around the same kind of line because you're just switching up the order that you use the shadows in, if that makes sense. So this will definitely be something that I will be drawing for, and I might even use the blues. Like, there's nothing to say that you can't use pops of color throughout the year. It's just that we just tend to, a lot of people tend to change their makeup during the year so it reflects what the weather is. But like, why do we do that? Like, think about it for real. Like, why do we actually do that? Who knows? And lastly, this is kind of like a possible palette that I might draw for. I'm not ruling it out, but at the same time, I'm not 100% sure. It is the Morphe 15N palette. Now this one, those of you who watch my channel, I did review this palette and Morphe, and I didn't feel like it was a bad palette. I just kind of felt like I didn't understand, after using it, I wasn't understanding the hype that everybody gives Morphe. But anyway, this is most definitely fitting of autumn. Most definitely. We've got our browns, we've got a couple of brownie oranges, we've got all of our copper shimmers, we've got a few purples down there at the bottom. This you can use to create any kind of autumn look anyhow, and you'll be able to create looks which are very, very different from one another, because you can create something with all browns, you can create something with all purples, you can mix and match them. You can use your light champagnes, or you can use your coppery shades, or your browns, or your purple shimmers. Like, whatever you create, it could be very, very different from the last look. So this is something that I might play in. I'm not 100% sure as yet. I'm gonna leave this one out on my vanity so I can try it tomorrow, otherwise I'll forget, because at the end of the day I did buy it, so I need to start using it, even though I'm not really keen on Morphe right now. Like, they really upset me with that whole Jaclyn Hill Vault collection situation. So we'll see what happens, but I think that people who do like Morphe, try this palette during the autumn, fall months. Like, this is very, very fitting for that season. So those are all of the palettes that I will be dipping into and trying during autumn. Let me know what you will be wearing during autumn, or if there's anything that you can recommend for me, whether or not you agree with the picks that I chose. Let me know down in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.